Hey everybody, my name's Bishop. Well, I'm from Mississippi, in the United States. I'm speaking to everybody. North Mississippi, 51 years old, retired 2 years ago, so I'm really fortunate in that respect. I was a police officer for 25 years. Make of that what you will. A lot of people, thank me for my service over the years, and there's a lot of people that automatically turns off. I just tell you what I think about that. I treated people like they wanted to be treated. I wanted to help people, and I wanted to make people's days better than when they met me. And so that's the kind of police officer I always tried to be. So you make of that what you will. And that's, as far as the kind of police officer I am, that's the last time I'll really talk about that, is, other than to say that being a police officer is rough. That's a lot of what I might talk about as far as my life is concerned when I feel like it. But mainly I'm here to talk about just stuff I'm going through as a middle-aged guy, kind of early in his retirement. One of the other main reasons I'm starting my channel is I busted my ass for 25 years, and I worked 2 jobs to get through college before that. And my dad, he was a cop, and he raised me on, work hard, and then have a good retirement, and then you'll be able to live, you live good and play and have fun in your retirement. Well, about 10 years ago now, 11 years ago now, I started getting migraines, and now I have them every day. So I don't get to do shit. I have a daughter and a wonderful wife, and they're the best thing that ever happened to me, my wife and my daughter. I call them my ladies, and they legit are the best thing that ever happened to me. I'll talk more about them, I'm sure. Anyway, and also, one of the things I want to start this channel about is because, it's tough out there. I retired from the state. I don't make a lot of money. I didn't make a lot of money. You know what? They say police officers have a dark sense of humor. Police officers just have a sense of humor, and I always have had a sense of humor since the day I was born. My daddy had a sense of humor, and so why in the South they call us the police, and you know why, right? Because we po. We ain't got a dime to our damn name. They don't pay us enough, and the damn sure don't let us retire with nothing. So I ain't got much now, and thank goodness my wife still making good money, although they don't pay her enough either. She's a teacher. God bless her. And thank goodness she was all right with me retiring. Of course, I couldn't work. My migraines had gotten too bad. But anyway, y'all have to bear with me too, because my train of thought sucks with my migraines. Oh, yeah. About the only thing I can do is take my daughter to Taekwondo and piano lessons with my mama, who thankfully is still kicking around. Can't take her. And then that's about it. I sit around the house. So I wanted to start this just to give me something to do and to get get thoughts out of my head before they turn into little little demons or whatever, which is often the case. And just to, let everybody know that I'm thinking about what other folks are going through. And that's what I sit around and think about a lot of stuff like that. So, and that's another reason I had sympathy as a police officer when I went to calls. I know it's rough, and I helped folks how I could. When I could, I absolutely helped folks. I understood the stress they was in and under, and the hard times folks was going through. I tried to remember that we're all human, and I wanted to start my channel now after seeing all this cool stuff with the World Cup, and I started watching the news a lot when I retired because I had a lot of free time on my hands, and I started getting my blood pressure up, and hell, I'm already on blood pressure medicine because I was a police officer, but high blood pressure running in my family, and I'm carrying way too much weight because I sit around because of my migraines, and my blood pressure started going up even more, and I started having little, just heated discussions with a couple of my close friends, and even a couple of little things with my wife. I was like, why am I even letting these idiots in Washington and stuff control my blood pressure? I ain't got nothing to do with them. So I quickly turned that off. That wasn't no good for me. And I'm so glad the World Cup's happened here in America, because it really shined a good light on America for us and for the rest of the world, and it brought the people of the world together, not just America together. I mean, we needed that too. Good Lord, we needed that, and I think it really helped us as a country remember that we're a people. The people are a people. We're all the same, and our politicians have us so wound up tight. It don't matter if we're left, right, up, down, sideways, upright. It don't matter. It doesn't matter what your preference is for a partner. It doesn't matter who you married. It doesn't matter who you do your taxes with. It doesn't matter. Y'all love who you love, and you go home with who you go home with, and you get a house with who you have a house with, and you have kids with who you have kids with. As long as you ain't hurting nobody else, you ain't hurting nobody else. And them fool politicians in Washington don't care about nobody but themselves. That's why they stay in power for us as long as they do, and then they drop dead while they're still in power and still getting a paycheck. Hell, we don't even know if some of them are dead, and they still drawing a paycheck. Look, even just talking about it, getting my blood pressure up. But the beautiful thing about it is that people from other parts of the world come over here, from Europe and Japan and China and everywhere, came over and saw that the people of this country were kind and loving and accepting, and especially from my part of the world. Y'all, my part of the world gets a bad rap. We come across as mean and chase you through the woods and do bad things to you, and racist, and just all that bad thing. And we may be a little backwards sometimes, and yeah, we may be a little racist sometimes, but for the most part, we're sweet and loving, and we like to drink tea and sit on the back porch, and yeah, we got air conditioner. Yeah, we got the best air conditioner anybody in the world. I bet you we do, because we got the highest humidity and we got the highest heat. But you know what? We know how to deal with it too. And speaking of that, if any of my sayings confuse anybody, y'all just shoot me a comment. Matter of fact, I might have a fun segment or two here and there where I answer y'all's questions about Southernisms. I might even throw a few videos in there about some Southern sayings that are some of my favorites, and we can all have a good laugh. So I think Let me see. Thinking what else I want to say. That'd be an introduction. Oh yeah, talking about my migraine. Let me just finish this up. I can't do anything I used to. I used to be a avid gardener. Started off growing, all my food. I grew food before COVID. I grew enough food for me and my ladies to barely have to ever go to the grocery store for vegetables or anything like that. We didn't buy no tomatoes, no peppers, no onions, no garlic, no nothing like that from the grocery store. We only went to the grocery store to get pizzas and whatever else, ice cream and whatever else we wanted to. We didn't buy any vegetables or fruits or anything like that from the food store. And even through COVID. And then I started really getting into native wildlife. So I like pollinators, and so I started really growing native plants. I love flowers and native trees, and I started learning all about what native plants and what native trees brought in all the pollinators, bees and butterflies and moths and birds, and even at one point had my property, got 7 acres, even had my 7 acres recognized as a native wildlife reserve. But now I can't even remember half the names of things because my migraines got my memory so shot. Can't garden at all. Can barely cut the grass. My wife even does most of that. I do what I can when I'm up to it. I barely help out with the chores. I used to woodwork, leather work. I was going to start making fixed blade knives and doing a little basic blacksmithing and knives. When I retired, I got all the supplies. I can't even read. I've got an English degree from Ole Miss, the University of Mississippi. I used to eat a book up in 2 days. I'm talking about 300 or 400 pages. I used to eat a book up and then go on for more. My Kindle has thousands of books on it, and most of them I've read once. Some of them I've read 2 or 3, 4 times, and I ain't read a book basically since I retired. I try every now and then, but I can't even get through a page or 2. My eyes start hurting, and then my head starts hurting real bad behind them. So that's going to be a lot of what I talk about, just to get my stress and all that off of me. Sometimes it gets bad, and then I'm going to talk about retirement a lot, and a lot of what retirement's meant to me, and how retirement's the best thing since sliced bread. And y'all, you can't get your time back. I don't care if you're a Gen Xer like me. I don't care if you're an older millennial, getting close. I don't care if you're a younger boomer who's just working on because you don't have a lot else to do. Retire and get you a hobby. I don't care. You can't get your time back. If you still have your health, you ought been retired. Since I'm thinking, I haven't even, at the time of making this video, to me, I'm trying to get over this fear of talking on camera. This is the first time I've ever really done this. To me, I sound like a complete and utter redneck idiot. And I'm just going to be real. I decided to make this in my truck while I'm waiting on my daughter to come up the hill from Taekwondo. I love my beard. The one thing I can still do, I've gotten into making my own beard oils because I have sensitive skin on my face and I break out. And I get a rash and I get zits. For a 51-year-old, that's ridiculous. Like I'm in high school or something. But that's the one hobby I've gotten. It's hard some days because I have pain in my hands from my migraines too. The pain travels down my nerves into my hands, through my neck and shoulders. I make my own beard oil, so I'm real proud of my beard, but I ain't even touched up my beard or trimmed my nose hairs or nothing. And y'all, I'm an idiot, so laugh at me all you want. I hope you laugh. I want you to laugh, but I'm trying to get over my fear of speaking to the camera, and I'm gonna put this out there for everybody to see, because you know what to say, once it's on the internet, it's out there. You can't never take it back. So I just decided don't, spur the moment to make this, and so I don't even really have a name for my future YouTube channel. I'm thinking about Redneck Retirement, or I'm just gonna play it up. I'm just gonna play up to my Southernisms and my redneck idiocies and my, whatever, just all my idiocracies and idiosyncrasies and stupid sense of humor and just whatever. That's what I'm trying to do. And y'all, I'm sorry if I'm looking away from the camera a lot. This is taking a lot out of me for my first time. I'm just pouring my heart out, and I hope that it's well received. And y'all, I'm gonna tell you too, I'm an old man. I say what I think. I think what I say. I try most days to not offend anybody anymore. But if I do say things that aren't politically correct, that's not what I'm about. I mean well, and I don't want to hurt anybody's feelings, but this is not a channel where I'm going to spend any time apologizing to folks in the comments for hurting anybody's feelings. Just know that I mean well, and this is a channel for me to say what I think and to be positive and to get my thoughts and feelings out there to try to help other people. And if I can help other people, I will, but I'm not going to spend too much time worrying about what I had said in the previous video, because that can get cumbersome. So I hope everybody has a good rest of your day, or a start of your day, wherever you are in the world. And let me think of a good way to sign off, because you got to have you a good sign off. I ain't even thought nothing through. Oh, hell with it. I ain't got none of that stuff planned out yet. I'll just see y'all later, and y'all all have a good day. End of your day, start of your day, like I said. See you later.